Hello, one and all. This is Step Ahead with Ernie Rivera. I am your host, Ernie Rivera. All right, so I'm going to be talking to you about a couple of very personal issues here. I'm going to be talking to you about my body and me, or why and how I chose to gain 30 pounds in 6 months. Um, this is kind of a complicated issue here, so I'm just going to say that I am not a doctor, I am not a nutritionist, I am not a trainer. So if you are to do anything like this, I do ask that you please, please, please make sure that it's healthy, make sure that you're safe, make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons, and please consult a doctor, consult a nutritionist, consult trainers, because you're what counts, you're the most important. That being said, I talked to you in a previous video about a man, David Goggins, who in order to become a Navy SEAL had to lose 100 pounds in a relatively short amount of time in order to do so. Now he was at the time over 300 pounds. He was not healthy at the time, and losing 100 pounds would get him to a much better range. Um, again, if you're going to do this with a doctor, nutritionist, trainers, that's the most important, because I am none of those things and I don't claim to be. But now, back to my thing, my body and me. So growing up, I was always really, really, really underweight, and I remember when I was in high school, even though I was wrestling, it wasn't unusual for people to pick on me a little bit because because of my size. Even though I had a growth spurt, I grew really quick. I really put on no weight, and I was wrestling, so I was also dieting for that, which I wouldn't recommend. Really, I wouldn't recommend cutting, but it's the past. I didn't know any better. It's what happened. So my junior year, that's when I stopped growing. I was about 6'1", and about I wrestled when I was wrestling. I wrestled 130s. Then my senior year, I went up to 135s. Now this, of course, was not sustainable, and about the time I graduated, I was weighing 150. And here's the thing: so I was 18 years old, 6'1", 150 pounds. Okay, very thin, but very thin for my height, but not too big of a deal. But the years went on, years and years and years, and I was in my 20s. I was well into my 20s, and I was still 150 pounds. And despite everything I tried, I couldn't seem to gain any weight. And now, uh, being at this age, being at this height and this weight, I felt it was really an issue. So I looked all over the internet and I tried to find tips and tricks to help me out. And I did find a few. A lot of it had to do with nutrition, and a lot of it had to do with the type of exercise I was doing. Um, Let me say this. Uh, okay, I felt that as a man well into his 20s, I was being treated like a kid when I didn't feel like it in my head, and I was being treated like a kid. I feel partially because I so resembled a kid. I resembled a teenager still when I was well into my 20s, and it was just an attitude with which I was treated. And again, by this age, that didn't match my mental state. I had an image for myself, something I wanted to be, and this goes into self-expression. And again, uh, I'm okay with anyone expressing themselves however they want, as long as they're not hurting anyone. And that has to do also with how you dress, how you look. And this was part of it for me, especially since I was so underweight at the time. So I set up a plan to start gaining weight. And I actually remember this was a little before my brother's wedding. And so I get weighed in. I get weighed in, not weighed in, but measured. I got measured for a suit for his wedding, and at the suit shop, they said that closer to the wedding, we would measure you again to see if we could do any alterations if we needed to. And it was around the time I was first measured that I kind of enacted my plan. And again, this has to do a lot with nutrition. It has a lot to do with the type of exercise I was doing. So let's get to that. As for nutrition, I really stepped up my game because on top of all my meals, I was also eating great deals of peanut butter. This is just what I chose to do. Um, Peanut butter, it's about 200 calories for 2 tablespoons, but it's also chock full of protein, which the muscles need in order to grow. I started eating a lot of broccoli. I started eating a lot of brown rice. I started eating a lot of things that really helps the body hold on to testosterone and hold on to muscle, because there are certain foods that you can eat that'll have you go through atrophy a lot quicker. So I discovered the things that would slow down atrophy as much as possible. I started eating those things. I also changed up my exercise. First of all, when I was wrestling, I was exercising way too much. I was going all out for like 6 hours a day during seasons, every day, and I wasn't giving my body enough time to heal. And I kind of kept that routine going, not 6 hours a day, but I kept it going for a long time. And even though I would eat a lot, it wasn't helping because my body didn't have time to heal itself. So I stepped down my exercise, especially my cardio. I would do a little bit every now and again, here and there, and I switched to a lot of heavy weightlifting. So I was doing heavy weightlifting. I was exercising a lot less than normal. I was eating all my meals, but on top of that, I was eating a lot of peanut butter or peanut butter shakes. I was eating broccoli and brown rice on top of my meals. And in my case, it really helped out. And in a period of 3 months, I ended up getting to 180 pounds for the first time in my life. Keep in mind, I weighed 150 pounds for probably well over a decade, with no change despite everything I tried. Well, this time I searched all over the internet. I found every tip and trick I could find, and in 3 months I was able to change the game for myself, and I was able to look a little more on the outside, like I believed or not believed, but like I felt I was on the inside. I just try to use I just try to work on myself, set health and wellness goals to change my body so that it would look a little more like the Ernie on the inside. And personally, I feel it worked out very well. Since then, I've been keeping very fit, doing moderate exercise, eating well. I'm going to show you some footage in a little while. It's a video I shot a few years ago, and that's what got me thinking of this whole episode. But it was an earlier video of me expressing what I had been through. So let me cut to that real quick, if you do not mind.
Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Ernie Rivera. I was recently inspired by a lot of the great content creators on YouTube, and I wanted to create something that would be of use to people. I hope that you guys find this video useful. I had a big problem most of my life with my weight. You see, I'm 6'1", and for most of my adult life, I was 150 pounds. A little tiny thing for my height. I decided to go to the store, try it out. I bought several jars, and I did this with a workout. It wasn't just eating the peanut butter, but I was also doing it with lifting simultaneously, and I would have about a third a jar of peanut butter a day on top of my regular meals. I wouldn't skip any meals, and I would have a third jar of peanut butter a day. And it took me, I think it was like less than 6 months for it to really kick in. It was within about 6 months, I went from 150 to 180 pounds. And that was just crazy impressive. It was this big change, like you could really notice it. Um, it's, and it takes getting used to. You may not want to do it so quickly. One of the things I discovered was, yes, I was working out, but the fact is, this was 30 pounds of gain in a short period of time. So I wasn't accustomed to it. I felt like I was a million pounds everywhere I went. I felt like just so heavy, like it was so hard to walk around. But eventually you get used to it. You get used to the gain. And I have some pictures I'd like to show you. That's a huge gain, and for some of you people who are, you're just not at the size you want, you may feel just really small like I did for so long. You feel you need to do something about it. This might be a way for you to go about it.
Yeah, I miss that beard, man. I miss that beard. My face doesn't feel the same without it. Uh, but anyway, that was the abridged version of the original video. I just wanted to share with you because it was kind of on my mind once I saw it on YouTube again, and yeah, so again, whether you're David Goggins trying to lose weight for health reasons and for career goals, or whether you're like me and you're just unhealthy weight and you need to raise it up, because it can go both ways. Um, if you feel it's necessary, again, talk to a doctor, a nutritionist, trainers, and do it right, because you're absolutely the most important. And again, body dysmorphia, it happens with whether you think you're really fat and you're actually super unhealthy skinny. And it also happens the other way, especially with bodybuilders, where they think they're just like small and skinny, when in reality they have these massive physiques and they just can't see it. Body dysmorphia is a real thing. It's very dangerous. So again, if you try something like this, just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons and always stay healthy. Um, so again, this is Step Ahead with Ernie Rivera. I am your host, Ernie Rivera. I'd like you to click like and subscribe if this video meant something to you. Click that notification bell so that you get the new videos as soon as they come out. Again, stay healthy, my friends. Bye. Take care.